Manic Bestia.
Hiya, Manic Bestia here, and welcome to Online Obscura, where I talk about some of my favourite internet curiosities that you can only find on the echo chambers of the web, either because they're completely unmarketable or because they're a severe risk to your social credit, which is why I've isolated myself in this tower for so long. Tonight I'm talking about Breakcore, my favourite EDM subgenre spawned by left-field electronic punk artists in the late 90s. Like all good things, Breakcore began in the United States, when a soul band by the name of the Winstons recorded a little ditty as the B-side for their hit song Colour Him Father and released it in 1969. This small ode to Amen, titled Amen Brother, included a very clean 7-second drum solo which, let's just say, would prove extremely useful. During the 70s, hip-hop was rising in popularity, and you couldn't have an MC without a DJ and their breakbeats. In the late 80s, electronic samplers became more affordable and began to replace turntable breakbeat mixing. Oh, and the New York blackout of 1977 definitely had nothing to do with lots of people suddenly having access to expensive studio equipment. Definitely. Sampling in music has always been controversial, however, since early DJs and MCs would have to work with what little they had to express themselves and carve their own path in the music industry. Not only that, but many people saw sampling as theft when it was first being popularised, which led to the introduction of laws which stated that sampling a song without permission constitutes copyright infringement. The thing is though, you're only breaking the law if the copyright holder acts upon their rights to that sample. Remember kids, it's not illegal if you don't get caught. There were sample CDs and royalty-free material if you didn't want to get busted, but come on, we need them drum breaks a homeless guy played in the late 60s and never got royalties for. That's the real shit right there. Sampling not only carved the way for hip-hop culture, but also dance culture. Breakbeats were extremely important for hip-hop, and since humans enjoy the pulse of repetition, the sampler was a massive breakthrough for the dance genre as well, leading to whole new sounds which wouldn't have been possible without electronic effects. During the late 90s, some crackhead trance producers in Scandinavia were blasting techno through an amplifier at 110%, creating a heavily distorted bass tone which they enjoyed for some reason. And now Gabba exists, and hardcore, they're the same, cry about it, stay mad! Finally, this culminated in the creation of hardcore breaks and its autistic little sister, Breakcore. They're both very different, trust me. Here's a simple graphic to help you.
Just almost like anti-dance music. It's just so complex and impossible to follow. How could you ever dance to this?
We would never had known that people in America were doing the same thing if we hadn't had the internet.
Breakcore is, I think, a perfect example of how the internet has established a music style.
None of this stuff would be released without the internet. But then also, fuck the internet, man. You know how many fucking shitty bedroom producers are out there now?
Ultimately, the genre was defined from the works of experimental artists like Venetian Snares, Aphex Twin, Square Pusher, Orteca, etc. But you should already know about them. Breakcore can come in all sorts of different colours, shapes, sizes, genders, and sexualities. So let's take a look at how it's evolved over the years since it began. Can't wait to get those fun copyright claims to screw over my entire video. So let's start with the purest form of Breakcore, just to please those elitist Reddit tards who are upset their favourite genre is getting more attention now that it's evolved into gay anime trash for depressed teenage losers in high school.
No one gives a shit.
Let's bring you all the way back to the early 2000s when the internet was in its infancy. Niche subgenres of electronic music can now easily find an avid audience thanks to the interconnectivity provided by the web. Terminally online bedroom producers can now publish their extreme counterculture shitpost music on the same platform that Justin Bieber began his career. And now any schizophrenic freak can potentially get their voice heard by thousands of very nice people. Somewhere along the way, happy hardcore became the soundtrack for interwebs. And with it came a bunch of young experimental artists looking to make the most extreme music possible as a sick practical joke on society. This heavily backfired, however, since it turns out there actually are troglodytes out there who genuinely enjoy having their ears raped by noise music. So, what do you get when a cult of edgy hardcore rave heads and a gang of IDM uber nerds with the attention span of a plank length begin workshopping their own insane takes on hardcore breaks? You get breakcore, obviously. Did you not read the title of the fucking video? The characteristics of early breakcore include heavily distorted gabba kicks, obtuse and spastic aim and break chopping, weird vocal samples, cheap production quality, and a whole lot of clipping. Let's take a listen to some of the early pioneers of the genre, where you'll be able to hear a variety of styles, from mashup breakcore
This is a crab. This has sex with kids.
to classical inspired to more abstract breaks and even shitcore. Yes, shitcore. Breakcore was slowly gaining more popularity during the early 2010s, with standouts like PewDiePie using a New Year's Day at Disneyland track for his outro music, Goreshit becoming a household name for people who live in the sewers, and the Cure for ADHD mixes by Reizoko CJ becoming cult classics on YouTube. Meanwhile, French auteurs Ruby My Dear and Igor, amongst others, were bringing breakcore into a more palatable and high-concept lens, creating highly eclectic and extremely impressive combinations of harmony, rhythm, and hard-hitting bass lines, twisting samples in unorthodox ways and creating bizarre, surrealist soundscapes you'd only be able to find through chance algorithmic recommendations or niche internet subforums. Whether you like it or not, the influence of breakcore and IDM has subtly injected itself into modern popular culture without its consent, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Every now and then I listen to a song with a chopped up aim and break, and I think to myself, ah yes, the core has successfully been broken. Now, after all that, you may be thinking to yourself, hold up! None of this shit sounds like the music in my favourite breakcore mix to overdose on ketamine 2 playlists. What's the big deal? Oh, my sweet summer child. See, you've made a rookie mistake there. See, what you're thinking of is Truth is, the word breakcore is a very loose term, and honestly, I don't give a balls if you want to call your jungle music with slightly chopped breakbeats a breakcore track. I, for one, actually really enjoy both glitch breaks and atmospheric jungle music, so I'm going to talk about them both anyway. Piss off, Redditors. Fuck! These days, if your breakcore mix doesn't have a sad picture of Lane with a glitch filter and some melodramatic mood mix title, then do you even exist? Thanks to artists like Sewer Slut, Heaven Piercer, and countless PlayStation 1 music mixers suddenly exploding simultaneously, the nostalgic sound of 90s sample CDs and the melancholy atmosphere of oppressed Siberian cities combine into a powerful new take on jungle music. That's not to say real breakcore is dead though. In fact, quite the opposite. Artists like Psycho Angel and Shoebill have recently brought back the classic mashcore style, with authentic, over-the-top sample chopping and 99-mile-per-hour breakbeats, which are sure to keep any TikTok child entertained for about 5 seconds.
Oh man, shit.
So why do I enjoy this insane seizure music? Am I retarded or something? I don't see why I have to explain it. I mean, we're just fucking freaks, all of us. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go skip school to get groomed by fur fags on Discord while listening to LOLiCORE.
But Bestia, how do I make breakcore?
So you want to make breakcore, huh? Well, first of all, you're going to have to acquire a ton of spare time to chop up aim and breaks all day. But considering you're already wasting your time watching this dumbass video, then I'll assume you've already gotten that one checked off.
When you were a little girl, did you watch the Powerpuff Girls and go, yes, finally representation of female heroines that can kick ass and aren't objectified? How the hell do they hold things?
Alright guys, welcome to my breakcore tutorial. Let's just jump straight into it. But before we get started, make sure you guys buy my epic sample pack. Over 600 gigabytes of essential kick samples you definitely need. Also check out my MIDI chords packs, guys. Really good chords, professional chords, essential. You need these. And don't forget to use code DUMBFUCK for 5% off to check out my page. Here's one of my old breakcore tracks, and basically so I was using the Fruity Slice X, I think. Okay, so I got a bunch of like drum loops in Slice X, and God, what the fuck was I doing? Wait, so each of the piano roll notes. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, wait. Oh, yeah, okay. Right. So the brake kick, and the hardcore terracore kick don't interact with each other because they can cause like phasing issues. Where are the terror kicks? Hold on. Sorry about this. Fuck's sake, why didn't I just stick to Trash Wave? Actually, on second thoughts, don't make Breakcore. It's shit.
What is Breakcore? This thing says cure for ADHD. What? What the fuck was that? Was a slap chop guy? I feel like after listening to this for like more than 2 or 3 minutes, I would just probably go like this. Ah! It's like screaming. This is wild though. This is actually wild. You know, my brain's just too small to like be able to do any of that stuff.